going well. Uh, Actually, we're beginning week 6 of our preseason plan after having the entire group together after our trip to Egypt. And Simba Day is always a special occasion. It's always excitement for the fans to be able to see the new players. There's a lot of changes in our squad, a lot of new signings, a lot of important players, experienced players have left. So last season was a season where we put in the foundation. Last season was a season where we put in the building blocks of the squad. We've kept the core nucleus of our squad, and we've tried to replace some players that have left, and of course identified key areas where we thought we needed to improve. Of course, last season, while putting in the foundation, we came very close to making an historic season. So it was very important for us not to break everything down, but to keep the nucleus of the squad. And once the signings have come in and the squad is together, we have then tried to develop a systematic way where we can refresh our principles for the players that remain, but also introduce our principles, our playing style, evolution of our squad this season to not only mirror what we did last season, but to surpass what we did last season. Of course, that is the aim. You always want to do better than what we did last season. And of course, knowing that we were 2 games away of really achieving huge success, we know that this season is going to be different. We know that the level is going to be higher. We know that teams like Azam, Singida are stronger. We know that Young has strengthened as well. So we have to really, and the next step is we're playing in the Champions League. We're no longer playing in the CAF Confederations Cup. And that is where we want to be as Simba Sports Club. So I'm quite happy with the squad at the moment. I'm quite happy with the development so far. There's still a lot of work to be done on the training pitch to fine tune, to get the team to play in a fluid way. And the evolution of the team, we want to be more fluid in attack, but of course, with new players coming in to understand, it takes a bit of time to understand the movements, the spaces, how we want to attack, how we want to react when we don't have the ball. So these are the details that we are still putting in, and it will be an ongoing process. It doesn't stop after 5-6 weeks of preseason. It will continue as we play this match. We will review, analyze, we'll get better, and of course, so we'll do not only from now but for the rest of the season as well.
Zai.
Coach, technical, or you need another player who have XP faster on the final thing.
Look, as a coach, the window was still open. I was looking for Tanzanian number 10. I was looking for because our foreign spots are full. But the window's closed, and it's no longer talking. You speak to sponsors, you speak to investors, you try to get certain deals done. But the window is closed, and I'm happy with my squad. I've got enough X Factor players now in that I'm going to focus on to be able to focus on this 5-6 months until the next window open. Of course, as a coach, you always want to strengthen, you always want to improve the depth, you always want to improve competition in the team. We know that we're playing in the Champions League, and in the Champions League, you need a different type of quality. When you analyze the Champions League this season, and in pot 2, that means pot 1, if you look at the teams, they are very strong. If you look at the teams in pot 3 are very strong. And even the teams in pot 4 are very strong. So even your group stage could be, you could be facing a group of death very early on once you make the qualify for the group stage. So as a coach, you're always looking for players that can come in and strengthen the squad, players that can come in. I use the term X factor, and you always look for that type of players. We know that our foreign quota is full. So at that time, when we were talking, there was still 1 week left of the window. But now the window is closed. I trust all my players. I'm happy with my squad, and I'll focus on the squad to try to develop a strong team this season. Like I said, last season was the season of putting in foundations, and this season is a season where we want to lift trophies.
So 100% you get a quality and better team more than last season.
Look, you always want to improve. You know, first of all, our big objective for the registration committee was to replace the players that have left. Because if you lose three captains in Shaba, in Che Malone, in Fabrice and Goma, you first have to replace them with a similar or better quality if you can find them. And you can't always replace experience with experience. I cannot replace Fabrice Ngoma with another Fabrice Ngoma, but I can replace him with a player of quality that will fit into the evolution of our team. I can't always replace Shaba with another player of his experience of knowing the Tanzanian league, but you replace a player that fits the style. And so exactly the same with Che Malone. If you just talk about the three experienced captains that we've lost. Um, and yes, the squad at the moment, we've got a younger squad. We've got a squad that has a huge potential. That if we reach our potential, if we play to our strengths, if we develop in the way that we see the squad can develop, we can. We are building a monster. But of course, we still need a couple of windows more to be able to say we are ready now to win Champions League. Because, like I said, after the younger game last season, I have the ambition not only to compete in the Champions League, but to win Champions League. And that is always an ongoing process. You know, Rome was not built in a day. You need 3, 4, 5 windows to build a real monster of a team that can compete and that can be on the level of Al Ahly, of Sundowns, of Esperance. Of let's just talk about these giants that have always been in semi-finals and finals of Champions League. So uh, uh, our president Mo Doji has that ambition to conquer Africa, and of course, it's going to take time. It's going to take more windows, but we're on the right track. To give us information on the Kenya team, Gormahia, um, in the dressing room because he's injured at the moment. He will not compete tomorrow. He will not play. Um, we had to analyze and look in and do MRI scans in terms of his injury last season. And there's a slight delay in his return to play. So we hope to get him back in the next couple of weeks. So at the moment, yes, his experience, and when we're speaking about Gormahia and doing the analysis, he has some very good insights, but unfortunately, he won't be able to contribute on the pitch tomorrow. Yeah, I think if you talk about Simba, if you talk about Yanga as well, there was the Chan. So we did a pre-season without our main Tanzanian players. Um, we playing a Simba Day match. Uh, I don't think it's right for me to ask the coach Morocco to say who is starting tonight, because if Kagoma starts tonight, probably you won't see him tomorrow. If Kapombe starts tonight, probably you won't see him tomorrow. We know most likely Yakub will start, Nango, we're not really sure. So we will see once they arrive from Zanzibar tomorrow, and we will see how much minutes they are able to play. Of course, the most important thing for a game like this, yes, the fans want to see them, but you cannot play 90 minutes today and play 90 minutes tomorrow. It's impossible. I'm going to risk injury for my players, so we will be clear to manage in terms of the fitness, the recommendation from our fitness team to say which players can play, which players are going to be at injury risk. So we will get that information once we see Tanzania play this evening. We know Kamara played 90 minutes yesterday. And then we'll see the rest, the players coming back from international break, and we'll see which team will play tomorrow. Look, you don't want to make excuses because, like I said, Younger has faced the same thing with a lot of their players not participating in preseason. I'm sure their coach has not yet seen them train, and so if I haven't seen Kapombe since we started preseason, just to mention him. But it's part of it, you know. We adapt as coaches. Some players in international teams, they play World Cups, they play World Club Cups, and you have to give them off. They need their time for rest. They need their time for, when we start the preseason, um, the fitness is low and then the freshness is high. So you have to build the fitness element. When you talk about these players, maybe their fitness level is higher, like Kapombe, but the freshness is low. He didn't really have a proper break. So we have to balance that when they return. We have to assess them, their physical status, and then we make a decision. Then we make a periodized plan for them, how to get them ready for matches, when to give them off, and do they really have to follow the preseason plan? They followed the preseason plan of the national team. So, like we did with Hamza now, when he came back, we had to assess where he's at. He did not play many minutes in the Chan. So we have to assess his level of fitness and how much minutes he can play, and how to get him ready for the season. So that is our job. That is the fitness team job, to be able to assess and make correct decisions in terms of getting the players ready, not only for this match, not only for the Ngao, but also Champions League after that, and the rest of the season is most important, because if you rush players back, doing too much too soon, you risk injury, and that's definitely what we don't want, especially with our streamlined squad, 23 players, 4 goalkeepers that we'll have for the season.
Afternoon, everybody. We are very happy to be here. It's a privilege to be part of this celebration. Simba, as we all know, a very big club, and it's a Simba Day on Wednesday, and so we are grateful for the invitation. Of course, we are here to proceed from the things we've done. 4 weeks ago, we've started training, and we believe that we've had a couple of matches, and we know there's progress from our boys. But this time around, this will be our biggest match, and of course, it's very important for us to present ourselves very well before our league starts. There has been a lot of information that we've given the boys, and we believe they have to retain it and process in the game of play. And so we're looking forward to the Wednesday match, tomorrow's match. Um, for us, like I said, it's a training match, but a big one, and because it is compared to the matches we've played, this is a different level, and we want our boys to ready for the task. We are very confident they will present themselves very well, and we believe to have a very good match tomorrow.
Namba tukaribishe
And so um, it is very important for us to do well. We've had a couple of matches, we've given them a lot of information, and for us, it's important to retain that information and process it on the field of play. And that is why we're looking forward to for our boys to do well in tomorrow's match. But it's not a match that we are just coming to joke. We are serious. We want to progress from where we are to a different level. Obviously, it will give us a certain level of understanding where we are if we're able to play very well and process the information we've given them. And so it's very, very important for us to do well. It's not like we are here to have fun. No, we are here, we mean business, and we want to, but of course, we are in our preseason progress, and we've done well, very well in the matches we've played. And we believe that tomorrow is another task for us, but a task that is cannot be compared to what we've done in the past. And so it's important to present ourselves very, very well.
Okay. Will you miss any player?
Come again?
Will you miss any player from the
Of course, our national players, we're hoping for them to come tomorrow, immediately after the match. Was it today? Today. They are playing today. And so immediately after the match, they will have to be here, come back here, and we'll see how we go about it. Of course, we've started with a group of players, and we are very familiar with them. We know what they can give us. Obviously, they are national players, and so we consider also the fact that they have that exposure, and so they will come and help us play, have a good team, and play tomorrow.
How many of them?
Five of them. For your first question, of course, Simba is a known club. I once know that they play my former club at Santi Kotoko. They were invited here. I know all that. So we follow them, but not closely. Um, we have the players you're talking about. Some of them, after the Chan were dropped, so they are with us, and the rest will join us tonight. So a refreshing one. It's a good challenge. I've been in Ghana and trained most of the big clubs, being also part of the national team. I had the chance to coach the national, but internationally I've not been out, and so this is a very good challenge, and I've taken that in good faith. I strongly believe that with good work, good understanding, and the level of play and where we want to go, if of course the players get that level and understanding, we will do well. But yes, it is a big a new challenge for me.
Kwanza kabisa nashukuru wana Tanzania, tumepokelewa vizuri, tumelala vizuri na tuko tayari kwa mechi yetu ya kesho. Tunajihisi vizuri sisi kama wachezaji, kwa sababu Simba ni timu kubwa, tumecheza nao before na tunajua umuhimu ya hii mechi. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wachezaji tunaichukulia na uzito unaofaa na tumejiandaa vizuri kupambana na Simba. Wachezaji hatuzingatii sana mambo ya mitandao, ya muhimu ni sisi kucheza mechi na kuhakikisha kwamba tumecheza vizuri. Kwanza kabisa nampongeza kutia mkataba na Simba. Bajaber ni mchezaji mzuri, tumecheza naye kule nyumbani. Kwa hivyo nafikiria ni mchezaji mzuri na ataleta uzoefu yake Simba na kwa ligi ya Tanzania. Kwa hivyo tunamtakia kila la heri na kesho inshallah tukipatana itakuwa sawa. Kama unavyojua mara ya mwisho kucheza na Simba tuliwapiga, kwa hivyo sisi tuko tayari kupambana nao.